Hey everybody, Spencer Knowles here from Horizon Beverage Company, and we are actually here at Legal Harborside at the Seaport in Boston. And we thank everyone here at the Harborside for giving us this beautiful venue here on the water to have a special edition of Vineyard VIPs. Our guest today is Justin King, third generation owner of King Estate and also National Sales Manager. Justin, wonderful to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So let's just get right to it. So being a family-owned winery, something that we hold very dear as a family-owned business ourselves, but it's something that's definitely falling by the wayside in this industry. And so we want to get into just a little bit about your family history, how you got in the wine business, and then we get right into the winery itself.
Sure, absolutely. So my father started the winery together. My grandfather's history is he actually was born on a farm in Kansas and made his way into avionics communications. Started working for a Collings radio company, and eventually started to design his own radios, and broke off and started his own company called King Radio, and just built up the company into really one of the chief suppliers of radio communication systems for avionics companies, Cessna, etc. When he decided to sell it and to retire, he and my father actually got together and a few years later and decided they would enter into this venture together of starting really what was and still is Oregon's largest winery. So they scouted out a little 1,000-acre plot in the southern end of the Willamette Valley, just south of Eugene, Oregon, and started to work. So we broke ground in 1989. The first vintage was 1992, and on the property, it's 1,000 acres, as I said, and about half of that is under vine, and then the rest is given over to orchards and gardens. The entire estate has been certified organic since the early 2000s.
Wow.
And we've always practiced organic,
Sure.
but we didn't get certified until then. And then a couple of years ago, we got certified biodynamic.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Certification through Demeter. And it actually made us, we didn't realize it at the time, but it made us the largest certified organic vineyard in North America, and one of the largest in the world. So it's agricultural responsibility and stewardship of the land is really central to who we are and our identity. And so our relationship to the property is not it's just kind of part of us, I guess is what I would say.
So that's the perfect segue to my next question, and I've been lucky enough to visit your estate a couple times, and it really is quite something for those of you that want to go to Oregon and really experience a true estate. Absolutely gorgeous, farm-to-table restaurant, just incredible. Would you mind just speaking to some more of the vineyard practices, maybe some projects that you had going on? I remember in 2011 there was your Raptor project that you had going, very unique. And I know you have other things happening too.
Yeah, so on the property we have, as I said, orchards and gardens. My cousin, my father's sister's son, is our chief grower in the greenhouses.
Yep.
So he actually provides a lot of the produce, if not all of the produce, that we serve at the restaurant. That program is something that we've really expanded on in the last couple of years, as the King Estate restaurant has really grown and matured. And so Charlie manages that piece. We have a charcuterie and a bakery on the property as well.
That's right.
We source the meats from around the state, but as much of it as close as possible. We get some of our beef from about 4 miles down the road. And so, we try to produce as much as we can on the property to make it self-sufficient and to make it a sort of consistent experience and how do I want to say it? I suppose it's really about farm to fork.
Right.
You know, it's one step beyond farm to table. So we do that, and then the other piece that's really interesting is that we have, and this ties into the biodynamic certification. We have a number of animals on the property, mostly wild actually, but we teamed up with the Cascade Raptor Center, which is a organization in Eugene that rehabilitates birds of prey that have been injured in the wild. Oftentimes they get into poisons that have been left out, and they rehabilitate them, and then they actually release them on our property because they know that they're not going to get into any pesticides or any of the dangers elsewhere.
So it's an incubator for them.
It is an incubator, and
Wow.
and so on the property we have herons and hawks and owls and a lot of really interesting raptors. And in addition to that, we have about 4,000 turkeys. It seems like
You in the state of Massachusetts,
and that's a lot of fun. We also will have sheep come on the property periodically to keep the grass down, and so we kind of make use of our animal partners in our practices.
So you have a number of wonderful wines in your portfolio. Today, since we were really talking about the actual estate and how special it is, we wanted to taste the 2016 Domaine Pinot Gris, which is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Would you mind just touching on this wine for a second?
Yeah, so the Domaine Pinot Gris and the Domaine line, Pinot Gris and Pinot Noir, this represents our single vineyard bottling of the best fruit from the estate. So it's only estate grown fruit, biodynamic fruit, and the Pinot Gris and the Pinot Noir are exclusively sourced from the best blocks on the property.
The acidity is absolutely stunning. I mean, the balance, the fruit, everything is just gorgeous.
It's a great vineyard site. So another thing that's unique about the site is that we are kind of at a higher elevation than many vineyards in Oregon. So we start at about 600 feet, where most vineyards many vineyards in the Willamette Valley kind of cap out at around that height or elevation, and we go up to about 1,100 feet. Mm-hmm. So we get some great coastal influence. It cools the vines down dramatically at night. And so it really kind of helps preserve that acidity.
Right.
And that acidity is really what carries forth, I think, a lot of the flavor in this wine. And it also helps it age. So you can actually go and open up a bottle of 2002 King Estate Pinot Gris, and it still has acidity and structure, and it's actually beautiful. My father and I both really enjoy drinking our aged Pinot Gris. So it's a lot of fun.
I can see that 100%, and I just, as a lover of white wine and white wines that can age and do well with age, this is built for that. And it's something that true wine lovers, I think Pinot Gris sometimes gets a bad rap as being one-dimensional on the lower end. Mm-hmm. This takes it to a whole nother level. This is a whole nother world, and so people who are looking for that adventure with Pinot Gris need to look to something like this if they haven't found it yet.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's I think we're growing Pinot Gris and Pinot Noir in the right region for it to be grown. It likes longer, cooler growing seasons.
Absolutely. So, well, Justin, thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed Boston.
Come
back
absolutely.
soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.